Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. It's me, the dude on the monitors back there, Nathan Scott, and today I decided to make a fun video for this Saturday. Alright, right this way. Hey, keep them closed, keep them closed. Alright, and open. Hey! That's right, today we're going to be showing off my handheld collection. I've been collecting handhelds for years and years and years. I just turned 26, so this is like all the way from childhood up until now. But I'm gonna go in chronological order by release just to make the video fun. So we're going to start all the way back here at the Game Boy Pocket. So this thing right here, I got it years and years ago, probably like 2011, 2010. This wasn't my family's, this is actually my friend Gabriel's. And he gave me the console and it had a different shell originally. I did a reshell on it a year or two ago. Yeah, I just made it see-through red. And I didn't have any games for it for the longest time, but then my siblings, they got me for Christmas a cartridge of Pokemon Blue, and I have Silver as well, but I don't have any more games for this thing. I like it, it's an interesting console. It's a little bit before my time. I think the first like actual generation that I can remember. Whenever I learned how to read, I actually ended up getting a Game Boy SP, so the Pocket's a little bit before me, but I think it's a very interesting console. And I like it, you know, it changes, it's got its volume on the side here. Oh, actually it's occupancy, or what is that? Oh, it's the contrast, sorry. So yeah, if you're in like a light or dark place, you get your volume, so that's constantly changing. Ran on 2 AA batteries. It's pretty sick, I like it a lot. Works great, very responsive, but it's not in color, so you better sit behind a lamp or something. I actually capped it so hard just now. These are AAAs, not AA's. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. These are AA's, which leads us right into our next. And here we got the Game Boy Advance. This one is an original. Nothing's been done to this. There's been no shell change or anything like that. Everything is the exact same as it was upon release, the AGB001. This thing is old. I love it. It's crazy. It's not all the way responsive sometimes too, because yeah, I'll be playing games and sometimes the buttons, they will not go through sometimes. The inputs just won't work, but it's still a pretty decent console and it works for what I needed to do, which is essentially just trade Pokemon from different games. But I mean, it's fully functional for what it is. You just kind of gotta press the buttons hard sometimes. You gotta press start for that. But I mean, you can play on this thing just fine, but it's got a kind of a rough looking screen, same as our non-backlit screen for our Game Boy Pocket. So since I had the Game Boy Advance regular edition, I knew I had to get one that was jazzed up, and this is actually the most recent console in my collection. I got it a little bit after Christmas. Currently I'm recording this on January 27th, 2024. Yeah, and I ended up getting this DBZ, it says DBZ on it, but it has Kid Goku. I don't know why. Oh, there's all the dust on it, my bad. And this thing is a really cool custom build. It's just a complete reshell, and it's got an AGS 101, which is backlit, and it's very, very cool, but it sucks the batteries out of whatever it's playing. It's kind of unfortunate, but overall, this might be my favorite console I have. Just from the look of it, everything is super duper cool, responsive, like you can do whatever you want on this thing. It's like a Super Game Boy Advance. I love it to death. And to finish out our GBA era, we have this. It's a Pikachu Game Boy Advanced SP. I got this thing, gosh, originally this was a black GBA SP. What I did was I did a reshell on it myself, and I turned it into this Pikachu one. Overall, it was my first build, but I'm pretty impressed with it. The hinges are a little off. It like does its hard snap right here instead of up here where it really needs to. It works really, really good. The L button on this console is unresponsive, and it has been since before I did the reshell. And had I realized that before, I think I would have actually done some more work to it, or maybe I would have just done something else. But yeah, it works fine. Everything's cool on it. Volume turned up. The only thing that I can't do is I did not solder. whenever I got the console, so I can't actually turn down the brightness, but the screen is brand new as well, and this thing works great. If I don't feel like playing on this, then I'll play on this. I actually ended up buying this whole console because I wanted to get Chow on Chow Garden, and my L button didn't work, so I couldn't open up the garden. Ugh, but hey, the GBA SP is a great console. It was actually the first handheld and the first console I ever owned on my own. So I ended up getting a black one for learning how to read in like 2004? 2004, I think. So I love it. It's awesome. I got that game and I got I got the console and I got Legacy of Goku 2, and I own that today as well, as you guys saw just a little bit ago. So these two right here, goated. That one is just for OG collector's item. Next on our list, we have the PSP. This version is the 3000, which is the skinniest final model of the OG PSPs. I don't know if this thing's actually older or newer than the Nintendo DS, but I enjoy this thing. This one is silver. It's pretty beat up, if I do remember. Yeah, I think that this is the one that my stepdad had in Iraq, and one of the hinges are like busted on it. Sometimes it'll pop out, but it'll pop back in. The PSP was super cool because it didn't use cartridges like most things. It had its own kind of video game thing. It's called a UMD, a Universal Media Disc. And basically what these things would do is they were just mini CDs that would pop inside of the thing, just like this, and you would just pop, and then you can turn it on. Oh, it's dead. But yeah, I got two of these things, the same exact color. It has a sleep mode button, so you can put it to sleep, turn it on. This thing was supposed to be used as like an MP3 player as well. It's got a headphone jack inside. This is also our first ever look at something as far as the current handhelds go that have like a control stick. It's kind of neat. I remember thinking it was a little weird from a long time ago, but I actually like the PSP. There's a few good gems on it, like Crisis Core, Final Fantasy. You got the Dragon Ball Shin Budokai games on there. I think there's Tenkaichi Tag Team, some Naruto games, Star Wars Battlefront. The Sims 2, oddly enough, is a banger on this thing. And there's just so many more. Like, I could go on and on for the PSP. I love this thing, but I have like no games for it anymore, so I'm gonna probably need to collect it. And if I'm ever gonna do like another resale on a console or recreate a console just from scratch, then it'd probably be this thing next. Keeping up with our silver theme, we have the original Nintendo DS. This thing is in rough shape. This actually belonged to my little brother, and he got it from learning how to read. It's funny how we got consoles for doing that back in the day. I got a GBA SP, it was black, and then he got this thing, and I was like, that thing's got what I got, and he got other games. He ended up getting Pokemon Diamond and Super Princess Peach with it. And yeah, this thing worked awesome for a long time. And then, I'm pretty sure it still works, but disaster struck like years after he stopped using the thing. And, oh no, come on, focus. Yeah, the charging port's busted on it. So I got another charging port, but I'm gonna have to solder and replace it. And I've never done anything like that inside of a console, so that might stay broken for a little longer. So, since I missed having one that was just fat like that, boom, I bought this one, and it's in a little bit better shape. The top of the top screen, outer shell is a little but that's kind of common with these consoles. This thing actually works great for what it is. It's in really good shape. It's got everything you see from the silver one, but blue. And it kind of reminds me of the one that my cousin had from back in the day. Still got the stylus in there, perfectly fitted. Back in the day, whenever I first ever saw a DS in real life, my cousin, he was playing Mario 64 DS in my mom's van in like 2005. And he had the exact same color and everything. And I was just like, wow, this is gonna be the future of games. I'm so excited. And yeah, sometimes I'll actually boot up Mario 64 DS and play it on this thing, and it just brings back so many memories. So Nintendo made two fat DSs and they decided to make this one next. This is the Nintendo DS Lite. This thing is a lot more compact, lighter. It's got a plasticky feel to it, where these ones, I mean, they also do, but they feel like they're a little more expensive than this guy right here. However, this guy packs quite the punch even to this day. I've always enjoyed this. This is like a contender for my favorite console ever. So these guys got famous because they have light screens. and they just look a whole lot better than what you'd see on like a regular Nintendo DS. Here's the comparison. Yeah, this one's actually like, I think it's a little yellowed on the bottom screen. That's the only thing wrong with it. But the normal DS seems to be fine, but actually the screen looks so much better on camera than it does in person. This is actually a lot darker than this one, if you guys can't tell. I don't know, it's kind of hard on camera. But yeah, the Nintendo DS Lite is a beautiful design. This is like the exact same kind of model that I had whenever I was a kid, black and everything. I got this one for my birthday a little bit after my brother got his, and yeah, this thing is awesome. The only complaint that I have for the whole system is that if you insert a Game Boy Advance game in the bottom of it, first of all, the normal DS didn't come with anything, so bottom half right here for the Game Boy Advance compatibility is completely naked. But if you have a Game Boy or a DS Lite, it comes with kind of like a hole filler right here at the bottom, and you can just take that out. This is just empty. And what a lot of people would do is they would have rumble packs back in the day, and they would just put the rumble pack at the bottom of the DS Lite. But real quick, showing you guys what I meant by that is you just insert your GBA game at the bottom, and yeah, it just hangs out like that. That's just the way it is. I hate it. I never liked it. I think it looks goofy. It makes carrying the thing a hell of a lot more difficult if you like have it in your pocket and it just gets caught on the edge of the pocket because they decided to make this. It's stupid. However, the games that are playing on it do look amazing. Alright, so here we got the Nintendo 3DS. This one is the purple version. This thing belonged to my cousin and she gave it to me like a few months back. I really like this thing. I think it's very pretty, looks good, feels good in your hands, and it's quite the beaut. Now, the noticeable thing here is between the difference between the DS and the 3DS is you got a little control knob, kind of like you do on the PSP. Except this one is kind of a lot better than this because it's actually inwards versus outwards. I mess with the heavy. And since I modded it, it takes forever to start up. I don't know why, but I got tons and tons of games on it. And honestly, if you're going to be looking into getting into virtual console games to play on the go, the Nintendo 3DS is probably one of the best investments, if not the best investment, to make to play tons of games on the go. Because I still play mine like every week at least. It's so good. I love it to death. And whenever you have a Nintendo 3DS, you got this thing, the Nintendo 2DS. And it is kind of the answer to this thing, because this thing used to be retailed at $250 USD. This thing was retailed down to $120, but we ended up getting ours in like 2013 before Christmas. This is actually the first one that I got because my family was broke back then. We ended up getting 2DSs, all three of us boys, and my sister got a PC, a laptop. But yeah, I got the red one, my brother got the red one, and then my other brother, the one that owns the silver DS, where'd that thing go? I lost it. Oh, here it is, it's up here. Yeah, he ended up getting the black and blue one. So other parts of the world ended up getting the white and red, but we got the black and red here in the States, and it's pretty cool. I actually installed a few things on it. They're about to take off everything online, so you're not going to be able to use Pokemon Bank anymore after some time, which is kind of a big deal. So this thing's actually worth some money now. Something to note is it's slightly damaged over here. I have the control stick, and that's normal and everything, except the little rubber piece that you'll notice right here is missing. Yeah, the rubber broke down on this one, and it makes me feel sad because I played thousands and thousands of hours of Super Smash Brothers 3DS on this thing, so it's a pain. But this thing is actually the last console that my mom ever bought me before she passed away, so this one is very special, and I keep it near and dear, like always. So after the regular 3DS and the 2DS, we only got one place left to go for this pit stop, and that is the new Nintendo 3DS XL. And this one, hands down, my favorite console that's handheld that I've ever owned. It's just amazing. Screen-wise, beautiful. Presentation-wise, you gotta look at the thing, it's big. The only problem that you guys will notice is my bottom, the bottom half right here. The paint fades after a while. I don't know why it does this, but it's quite the hassle, and I legitimately hate it. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that for this thing, but this is the second time I've replaced the bottom like this, and the paint just always seems to fade on it after wear and tear or just playtime. It's quite the pain. I really do dislike it, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's the same thing as the regular 3DS, except this thing runs quicker, and you can play new 3DS game titles like Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, which I remember whenever I got this thing, I had to get all A's in my junior year of high school. So 2015, I got all A's whenever we moved to a new school because my aunt was taking care of us after my mama had passed away. And yeah, this thing, it really got me through like those tough summers of feeling lonely and sad, and I will always cherish this console, and it's probably one of the best gifts that I've ever received. And last but not least on our journey, we have the Nintendo Switch. This thing is pretty interesting because it has its Joy-Con controllers, which everybody seems to dislike because they get drift very, very soon. After a few hundred hours, you're probably going to feel stick drift on these things, and it's very, very controversial. Yeah, this one is my fun regular Nintendo Switch. I have these little thumbstick Among Us space dudes on them. They're pretty dope. Yeah, this is my main Switch still. I beat a lot of my games on it, and since the way Nintendo works on the Nintendo Switch, sometimes you can't transfer your data correctly, and that really halted me from switching my Nintendo Switches again, because I had a regular Switch, sold it a long time ago, then I ended up getting on the Switch Lite, and I played that, and I have that console still, but I'm letting my friend borrow it, so he's had it for like close to a year, which I don't really seem to mind, because I got this thing, and it still works great. I got tons of games on it. You can play on the Switch for a long time. I will say, this thing is probably the nicest console that you can bring with you on the go, because you can play full third-party or like AAA titles on it. It's got touchscreen. It's pretty dope. Battery life seems to be pretty alright too. It's not so bad. Some of these other consoles over here, the battery life staggers. Like the regular Nintendo 3DS can die pretty soon. Of course, if you're using any of these battery-powered consoles, they will also go without really giving much of a warning. But the original Nintendo Switch is actually pretty good still. Like, there's really no like power upgrade between this one and the Nintendo Switch OLED over here. So I just keep it on my regular Switch, and I'll play on my dock over here versus getting on the OLED even, because it's really not worth the Switch whenever I'm going to be losing datas that I've had for like hundreds and hundreds of hours. So a quick peek at the back shows us one of the main key differences between the regular Nintendo Switch and the Switch OLED. Yeah, we actually have our different stands. The original Nintendo Switch has like a little wing, but the OLED actually has a legit stand on the back of it that's gonna just push inwards, where the regular Nintendo Switch has to push its wing inside, so that's pretty cool. Also, to put it plainly, I mean, you have the difference in the screen size as well. You have these black like bars around for the regular Nintendo Switch, and on the OLED they are very, very small. So you got a bigger, better screen on the OLED versus the regular Nintendo Switch screen. But I mean, I like both. I think they're both pretty nice. Just to compare right quick, let's go ahead and turn them both on. Light theme, dark theme, it's not a very easy comparison, but it's definitely there, like size-wise at least. You guys can clearly see that. So yeah, here they are, all of my handheld consoles. I wish I had my Switch Lite with me, but this is pretty much all of them. I've got like tons and tons and tons of hours playing all these, and I love all of them, dude. Like, I'm never gonna turn down a good deal on one of these things. And yeah, I'm just happy to have them all. Let me know what your favorite one is in the comments, and if you got any cool pictures or anything like that, go hit me up on Twitter, because I think that's where I'm going to be navigating a lot of future questions or anything like that you guys may have in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all to no end. I hope this video was kind of cool and neat to just check out all these other consoles. If you got anything you want to share, go ahead and let me know in the comments, because man, I've been for a few days there I was getting a lot of comments, but yesterday YouTube decided to die on me. The algorithm just said so. I'm gonna get back into Sonic for a little while later, but just to tease something for you guys, I'm gonna be playing that thing a little bit, and you know what, I'll go ahead and show you guys the game. And here it is, Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. This is pretty much going to be similar to our adventure that we had recently had in Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 on the PS2. However, this game, I feel like it's oddly forgotten about from people. I think it's due to the lack of content. It's pretty short, but even by today's standards, this game is kind of a beauty. Just the graphics and everything, it's very pretty. The cutscenes, everything. There's a lot that I like about this game, and I think it kind of gets a sad rep because it's easily forgotten. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love and support I've been getting on the channel. We're almost at 100 subs, so guys, please, please, please sub. My goal for the end of the year is to get 10,000 subs if it's possible. And yeah, just let me know in the comments which one of these things were your favorite. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.